Title Grow's a new company to us, to XtremeAg, and they range products everywhere from biologicals to crop protection, right? So there's all kind of different products that they do there. We have a root knot nematode issue down here in the Delta. So one product we're looking at different rates, multiple applications, is the product called Spectra. We pulled some random plants out of all three replications. So what we have here on the first one is an early application.
Correct.
Right, of Spectra. Second one, I can already tell you it looks better. I don't know if it's going to be better, but it looks better. 2 applications, one early and one late.
Correct.
Third one is one late application.
Right.
Just visually looking at these plants, the first and the third look similar. The one with the multiple applications on early and late seems to be the best. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull all these bolls off. What bolls are there? Now understand we've still got some cotton to be made in the top, but we're going to pull all the bolls off and see kind of where we're at. We're about 3 nodes above white flower.
Spectra goes more specifically towards nematodes by disrupting their digestive system and their reproductive system. When in nematodes, they have a high chitin availability in their body. Their reproductive system is made of chitin and their digestive system is made of chitin. The stylet that they eat with is made of chitin. So whenever you put this product out and it comes in contact with the chitosan that's in it, it actually eats their stylet, so it basically cuts their mouth parts off. The first and second application were applied at 5 to 7 leaf, just over the top, 10 gallons an acre, nothing else in the tank, just to run with this lab. The third application was put out 2 to 3 weeks later, which would have been at that 10 to 12 leaf stage. Again, just over the top, nothing special, and that was it. You can put them in furrow with other nematicides, and they work as a synergistic effect. And you, according to Title Grow, you can actually lower your rates of Averland and Vellum when you mix it with this, so you can take some money off of there and still get the opportunities of having Title Grow in. That's a nematicide only, and using it as a biological to maybe not be so hard on your other positive biology in your soil.
One cool thing that we like about this product, it is a biological product.
Correct.
So it's not out there killing beneficials.
Right.
It can go in furrow, it can go foliar, and it does have fungicidal properties too, right?
Fungicidal properties.
So
and it's human safe. Very human safe.
Yeah. So you know, when you're trying to select a product to use, you know, you remember when we used to put some of those nematicides out, it was ugly. You know, if you was putting out Timic, you had to have a mask and gloves and everything else. This is super safe.
Right.
If we can get this to do the same thing as we can get Timic to do, then it's going to be a game changer in the cotton industry.
Because the Title Grow guys do talk about how it gives a little bit of seedling vigor, kind of like Timic used to do. You know, if you had to stop that popper on Timic and you ran a half a day, you could tell every row where you were stopped up all day long.
Just like we seen in the field day.
Exactly.
You know, with those 3 rows.
Exactly.
So guys, what we're fixing to do, we showed you the roots. You know, there's no galling on it. We've showed you the different applications. Now what we're going to do is take each one of these plants, pull what we know is going to be a harvestable bolls at this time, size them up, see what they look like, see where we're at. So guys, Jacob and I have kind of dissected the plants. We got the treatment 1 here, the treatment 2 here, treatment 3 here, with a little bit of seed count, and the checks right here. So I had to write all this down because there's no way I can remember it all. Treatment 1, which was the early treatment.
That's right.
Is 32 bowls, and 46% of them were 5-lock. Treatment 2, which was an early
and
a late, was 27 bowls. 59% of those were 5-lock. That's something that's interesting to me, and I'll explain that in a minute. Treatment 3 was 14 bowls, and 50% of those were 5-lock, and the check was 17, with 35% of those 5-lock. The seed count average per lock is 6 1/4 seeds. So guys, some of you may not know this if you don't grow cotton, but you heard me earlier talking about a 5-lock bowl and a 4-lock bowl. So here is a 5-lock bowl. Here's a 4-lock bowl. Okay, the difference in these two, they're roughly about the same size, but look at the 5-lock's a little bit bigger. 5 versus 4. 5 is 20% more than 4. So anytime you can get an extra lock, which is called a 5-lock bowl, you get 20% more in that bowl.
Right.
Also, the second big influencer on cotton yield is seed.
Correct.
And Jacob's going to explain to you why we want more seed. You would think we'd want less seed, but Jacob's going to explain to you why we want more seed.
Part of the reason for wanting more seed is more seed equals more lint. If you have 3 or 4 seed in there, you don't get nearly as much lint as having 6 to 8 to maybe 9 or 10 seeds in a lot per lint. And
So
obviously,
it lengthens the lock the more seed you have.
right. The more seed in the lock, the more lint you have. When you go to the gin, to McGee here, you're going to be between 40 and 45% turnout. And obviously, the more seed you have, the more turnout you have, the better your returns are there.
When you say turnout, Jacob, what do you mean?
Okay, at McGee Gin, the turnout is the difference in what the raw cotton weighed versus what the lint cotton weighed after it went through all the processes of the gin, the delineation of the seed from the lint and all that, however that's done. The good thing about the gin is they have really tight saws and they do a really good job getting all the seed off the lint, better than a lower number of saws in the gin. So by doing that and getting all the seed off the lint, they're giving you more turnout. There may be a little bit more, not trash, but a little bit of leaf in there, but you're creating weight, and there's enough weight there to offset that deduction if you get a deduction, and there's not going to be hardly.
So I know what you're saying, because you may have a little bit of leaf, which is a little bit of discount, but when you do the ROI
Right.
versus the pounds always
Right.
comes out more. So if you've got 1,000 pounds of what we call seed cotton,
Right,
then you're going to have 450 pounds of lint cotton.
at 45%.
Lint cotton is what's going to the warehouse. It's
Right.
going to be made into these shirts or whatever
right.
else we're doing.
That's right,
The seed, the trash, the sticks, and all that go to moat bales
right,
and different things there.
right. And then the seed, for the most part, the seed here is going to dairies out on the West Coast. So they're
Right.
turning around and using that as another product to positively influence agriculture.
So guys, this is where we're at on the Title Grow Lab. We've got a long way to go here on the cotton. This is just a preliminary, look at what's going on. We've got our yield monitor set pretty tight on the cotton picker. So, once we get the crop out, we'll be able to sit down there with the operations center and tell which application end up with the best ROI.